There's few things that I love more than wrecking the resale value of my rifles with only $20 worth of Rust-Oleum. One of the things that I love about painting rifles is it kind of mixes two worlds that I like, which is that creative artistic side of me and also just the gun-loving side of me. But that being said, you don't need to be an artist to make an awesome looking rifle. In fact, it's way more simple than people make it out to be. Now, before we jump into the actual painting of a gun, I do want to just talk about why we do it. It's super simple, guys. It's just extending whatever awesome camo you've got going on in your kit. It's extending that onto your rifle. It's masking the shape of that gun just a little bit more for tactical advantage. And you know what? It also just looks really cool. And it's okay to do something just because it looks really cool. So I filmed a couple weeks back me painting my short-barreled rifle. And I just want to share it with you guys just to show the way that I did it and really to show you how easy it is, how unintimidating it is, and just how fun it can be as well. So enjoy me LARPing as Bob Ross down in my garage. Today, guys, we're doing a Rattlecan paint job on this short-barreled rifle here. As you can see, there's a couple things you gotta do before you start. So here's what I got here. I've got the optic covered up because I'm just not interested in painting that because it may end up going on a different gun at some point. And so I don't need it to match perfectly. I've got the forward assist and the trigger covered up. I've got a empty mag here in the mag well, just to cover that up and not allow any paint to get in. I've got a little bit on my light control pad right here, front of my weapon light, and right around the muzzle device here. You don't need any paint on your muzzle device because at the end of the day, whatever paint you get on here is gonna burn off as you're firing. It's gonna create a really bad smell, and potentially if you get that residue from the paint on there, it could affect the fit of a suppressor if you're running that. So I'm using as my base, I'm using this dark brown and this tan color here. The reason being, I'm following the ancient wisdom of female makeup. If you've ever seen a woman whose foundation on her face didn't match her neck and shoulders, you could tell the deception of the makeup was lost immediately. The same is true in camouflage. So you want to make sure that the foundation of the gun is something that is present naturally in nature. And so since I'm from the Midwest here, something that is always around no matter the season is going to be your browns. It's going to be your wood tones. And then also I'm going to incorporate a little bit of dark green, some of that evergreen kind of pine color coming into this, and we'll see how it turns out. All right, so there's our light color for this side. And I'm just doing these kind of horizontal stripes across, just helps break up a little bit of the pattern of the gun. All right, there we go. There's one side of the gun. We're gonna give it just a little bit of a break here, let the paint dry. It doesn't take too long, but it will take just a minute. Then we're gonna flip the gun over and do this same pattern on the other side. And just remember as you're doing this, you can always come through and retouch a little bit. This paint dries really fast and you can definitely layer a lot of it before it gets cakey or anything like that. That's looking better. All right. Now we've given this just a little bit of time to dry. There might be a little bit of moisture still on here, but that's okay for the next step of what we're doing. So we're gonna be adding some texture now. Now some people will use the laundry bag as texture. If you look up videos of Rattlecan paint jobs, you're gonna find tons of examples of that. I'm gonna do something a little different today. I've got a stencil that's kind of almost got this snakeskin pattern on it, and I'm just gonna use this. Just remember, as long as you're using the appropriate colors for your area, a poorly painted gun is still better than an unpainted gun. So have fun with it. Don't take yourself too seriously. So we're just gonna take a little bit of our dark brown spray it through. See, that's giving a nice texture right there, just a little bit. Doesn't have to be really heavy. It's just a subtle hint of texture will go a very long way. Yeah, that's got a nice look, doesn't it? I like that a lot. You can always, as long as you've got gloves here, you can always kind of hold a little bit just to wrap the pattern. I definitely recommend gloves for that though. That's looking pretty nice. Obviously the mag's looking a little garbagey, but I'm not as worried about that. That's really just there to catch paint. So now I'm going to switch to our other color. Give some light highlights of texture through our darker stripes across there. Kind of want to retouch some of this area. I'm actually just going to add a bit more of the solid here and just get a little bit nicer dark accent through here. Because remember, like I said, you can always come back, you can add just a couple more layers of paint if you feel like you're not getting the result that you want. So don't worry too much as you go. Yeah, much better. I've said it once and I'll say it again, just remember this is a very forgiving process. You really can come back and do a lot during your paint jobs. So don't be stressing that it's not perfect or that it doesn't look like the Call of Duty rifle that you like. Don't worry, it's gonna look good. Here we go. This is looking really nice. Pretty happy with the overall aesthetic of the gun. Yeah, it's looking good. Gonna let this dry, then I'm gonna start using a sea sponge, adding in some of that dark green and really bringing this into that Midwest family of camo. All right, now we're back for the last stage of the painting that I'm gonna do. This is the one I'm most uncertain about. So what I'm gonna be using, I've got this dark green here to be our evergreen. And I've got a natural sea sponge here. So let's see how this works. Just trying just a little bit through here, I guess. It's all right. Definitely absorbs a lot of the paint. You know, I'm gonna try spraying right onto the sea sponge, see if that makes a difference. That may have helped us, let's see. Yeah, that's a little better. Nice. All right. Now we're going to be sea sponging our other side here. Definitely seems to work better just to spray directly into the sponge, just because it's really hard to get enough to kind of dunk and get good texture, get it kind of deep into the texture of the sea sponge. So I definitely recommend spraying directly into it. You can also be very light with the pressure on this and it works nicely. Like, I'm not pressing very hard at all. That's looking nice. I feel really happy about that. I feel like this is definitely in a good spot. Definitely breaks up a lot of the shape of the gun, as you can see. So, there you have it, guys. There is a Rattlecan paint job. Doesn't have to be perfect, and it doesn't even have to be pretty. What it does have to do is incorporate the natural colors of your local environment where you want this gun to blend in. And that's about it. So get to it, guys. Spray paint your guns, have fun doing it. LARP is Bob Ross for the day, and then hit the range.